Hi, everyone. Welcome to another webisode on wellness.com, where we bring you expert health advice. Today, I'm in the company of Dr. Reddy, and we're going to be talking about naturopathic medicine. Welcome to the program, Doctor.
Well, thank you very much for inviting me to this meeting.
Good to have you. So let's start the conversation by answering this first question, which is, for those of us who don't know what naturopathy is, what line of medicine is it?
Naturopathy is a system of modality of medicine that looks at your body from a holistic point of view and employs the forces and power of nature to heal you. Our bodies have an innate ability to heal themselves. So if we try to enhance these powers, that will give us a more positive feeling of positive energy to heal our bodies. So different naturopathic modalities that are incorporated into the system that we use these days. For example, the power of the magnetism, the power of light, and the power of the probiotics, herbal medications, herbal tonics, and things like that. So all these contribute to the enhancement of our health, and that's what we call it a naturopathy.
So Mother Nature is the biggest pharmacy of all. Is it true to say that we can find all the remedies that we need from Mother Nature?
Yes, and that happens in nature. If you can see among trees and animals and stuff like that, there is a inherent power to heal that is within ourselves. It is the reason, if you may ask, then why do people, in spite of trying to do as much as they can, they are still not getting better? It's because the overwhelming antagonistic forces that are inflicted on our body. For example, we ourselves are the deterrents, and the antagonistic forces to heal are also being inflicted on us. That's why we do not heal the way we are supposed to heal. But there is inherent power in nature, inherent power in our bodies to heal. It's a self-healing mechanism. That's what it's all about.
So here's a question for you. When we're talking about self-healing, can you give me a practical example? So if I've got a headache, how does my body have to go and heal itself? And do I need to take external supplements or external elements, like you said, from Mother Nature, from the greens that we have? How do I make a decision of what works and what would be ideal for my body type to be able to use and heal itself?
Okay, if you have a headache, first of all, there are many components to it. What could have caused it? It could be the exposure to certain chemicals, toxins, pollution, deficiency of certain vitamins, minerals, nutrients. All could have contributed, not to mention the physical issues that are causing in your body to cause this headache, visualizations and auditory processings and things like that. But the issue here is what caused. We need to get to the root cause of it to find out what caused the headache, and then accordingly try to handle the situation. For example, in the so-called breathing exercises, and they will also have a powerful impact on your well-being and the headaches, stuff like that, to heal, improve the vagus nerve, the parasympathetic nervous system, and things like that to control the headache problem in our systems. Yes.
All right. So you're saying that we have to understand the environment, the root cause of what causes these conditions, and then according to that, you give a diagnosis and then a remedy. So it becomes very personalized in a sense.
It is, yes. Each person, it has to be looked at from a tailor-made point of view as to what is the root cause of this headache. It's not
So
just
it's
one particular cause. Yes.
so it's not like go to the pharmacy, get a pill, and it's like an over-counter and it works for everybody the same way.
That would be suppressing the symptom with, it's like bandaging it without knowing what's causing the basic cause of the problem, the root cause.
Got it. I understand. So this brings up to this question, what is the difference between naturopathy and the pharmaceutical industry? How are they, do they work hand in hand, or are they completely opposites?
Well, it seems like they are completely opposite, as many people think so these days. But my view is nothing should be dealt with in an exclusive manner. We do not want to look at one modality exclusively and avoid the other. Both have a place in it. Modern medicine has done some wonders and miracles, although it has got some problems because the pharmaceutical drugs have side effects, have many side effects, and that has to be taken into consideration. And the naturopathic principles that we use of botanicals and stuff like that, they also have certain limitations because they may not be able to get to the root cause sometimes. So it is the judicious use of these agents in our health that has to be looked into. For example, the pharmaceutical industry, now what they are saying, every day it's imagine 2 Boeing jets full of people being crashed every day in the United States for the next 360 days. That's equivalent to like 700 people. That's about 2 million people are dying from the side effects of these pharmaceutical drugs. But then again, they do save some lives in acute situation, especially. But the chronic diseases are not being answered, corrected the way people are expecting that. And the side effect of these drugs is what driving people to seek a different modality. So that's where this new paradigm shift is happening, to look more into the naturopathic medicine. But my opinion is we should follow an integrative kind of medicine. That means take the best of both modalities and use what needs to be done to enhance and optimize our health. That's what we need.
Got it. So the pharmaceuticals industry helps us with solutions that have rapid impact, but they may have side effects, versus naturopathic remedies and medicine and cures, which takes a longer time because it has to be customized and adapt to every individual. Am I fair to make that assumption?
Exactly, you're right. Yeah, it needs some patience here to see if these natural principles work. They do not work as rapidly and miraculously like the so-called pharmaceuticals. Yes.
Okay, so this brings me, you talked about the botanics. Does the soil, when we talk about herbal remedies and there's off-the-shelf kind of herbs that's packaged well and offered to us, does the soil in which these herbs grow on, does one soil differ from the other?
Absolutely. So just like people have different microbiome in their guts, the soil has its own inherent capacity to grow right kind of herbs. For example, the soil is a living organism. It's not like a dead material. So the microbiome in the soil and the elements, the nutrients, the minerals in there are very, very important. It is just like our gut. So it's a holobiotic, is called, for example, it has fungus, yeast, bacteria, virus, and all these bugs and stuff like that are very essential to grow the herbs. So, for example, these days we say magnesium deficiency in American people, about 70 to 90% of them are deficient in magnesium. Why? Because the soils are completely depleted and the crops that we are growing there, they are not getting enough magnesium from the soil. Same thing with the herbs. If you do not grow these herbs in the right environment, they are not getting the right nutrients and the right forces from the soil to manifest in these herbs, and those will be obviously be not as powerful and effective as you grow in other areas where their soil is deficient in certain minerals and the microbiome.
Makes perfect sense. This is very insightful information. Obviously, if we tamper with our soil, we've all heard the word genetically modified everything nowadays. So obviously, we're genetically modifying our soils as well, and therefore that has an effect on the crops that we grow. So you said that what is the best way to make sure that the soil has all the right nutrients, do you think, in your opinion?
Well, it is the nourishment, just like we nourish our body, the soil has to be nourished too. Not use so much of the chemicals and fertilizers, synthetic fertilizers. It is the so-called amendments, natural amendments, compost, and bone meal, and they use fish meal and things like that. They have to be used to enrich the soil. So people come to me asking for drugs and medication. Sometimes I tell them it's like you planting a tree back in the backyard. The tree is not doing well, so you don't want to fertilize the tree. You want to nourish the soil. Same thing here. When you want growing some herbs and plants and trees, you need to nourish the soil, and then the soil knows what to do to the tree, and the tree knows what to do from the soil. So that's the way to do it.
Well, this has been a fascinating conversation, and I'd love to have you back on the podcast so we can talk about naturopathic remedies and including the soil a bit more. Thank you for your information. If anybody wants to get in touch with you, how can they reach you directly?
My website is Reddy for Wellness, REDDYFOR Wellness, reddyforwellness.com. I'm in Shingle Springs, and they can reach me from there if they go to the website.
Wonderful. Well, thank you very much. For all of you who have got any questions from the good doctor, you can reach him on his website, or you can reach us on wellness.com. Please make sure to subscribe on our YouTube channel as well as to our newsletter on wellness.com.